The Pittsburgh Steelers will be the first team in history the first NFL team in history to ever, I repeat, to ever win the Super Bowl with two punters. G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. It is my morning, my 8 a.m. So happy morning from Australia. It is cut down day. But before I get into the cuts and we look over who was Gonski's, I know there's a trade with Kendrick Green, so we'll talk about that in a minute too. Before I get into that, I do want to talk about this just quickly. Why do we think the Steelers are keeping two punters? Brooke Pryor says here, it's interesting. The Steelers kept Presley Harvin and Braden Mann on the initial 53, right? With a couple of teams cutting punters today, wonder if Omar Khan is trying to deal with one of them. Now, if you go to the teams, on the 53, they're keeping, of course, Chris Boswell, long snapper, number 46, punter, Presley Harvin, and Braden Mann. So my first question for you guys at home, or playing at home, is why are the Steelers keeping two punters on the roster? Surely they have to be trading one of them, or they're about to cut one or make a move somewhere, somehow, some way. I highly doubt. I'm 99.99% sure the Steelers won't keep two punters on the roster and they'll sit one game day. It's not going to happen. So that might be one of the most intriguing things, I think, out of the whole, cut down day process, right? But before we get into the cuts, I want to bring up Kendrick Green. So we also woke up today too, or we saw Kendrick Green be traded, I think, to the Houston Texans, I believe. Let me check my Twitter. So yeah, Houston Texans was for 6 rounds. So that's good to see too. Omar Khan is making moves again. It's yet again another thing that we have to give praise to Omar Khan. And by the way, guys, here it is. Yeah, this has been really slow. So we've traded Kendrick Green to Houston Texans for a 6th-round pick in 2025 draft, and they make 16 additional moves. Before I get into the moves, that's a pretty good trade. I'm happy with that. Green wasn't really working out here. We tried him at center. He was center for Big Ben's year, and now we tried him at guard and stuff like that, fullback, right? And he was a villain. He was a hero, back to a villain. Traded him away. You get back at least some kind of pick because they were going to probably cut him regardless. That was always going to happen. It's going to be cut, right? Speaking of cuts, though, so I'm pretty happy with that. The moves they've made from moving Dotson to now Green, I'm pretty happy with that. Now the cuts, if it comes up, my thing is playing up, so it might come up shortly or slowly. Anyways, so with the cuts, I don't know why it's taken so long to do this. It's just maybe it's my bad Wi-Fi. It's the kangaroos have eaten through the Wi-Fi and it's been really terrible. Right, there we go. I've just got to wait 5 minutes for it to come up. Now the cut. This was reposted by or retweeted by Jenna Hanna. So cornerback, they got rid of Luke Barco, Chris Wilcox. No real surprise there, in my opinion. Defensive line, Braden Fajoko. That one, I thought Fajoko was going to make the team. Jonathan Marshall, he's been cut. Linebacker, Nick Kwiatkowski. David Perales, he had a pretty good preseason. Quincy Roche, all cut. Offensive lineman, Ryan McCollum, he's been cut. Running back was no surprise there for me. Greg Bell, Xavier Valade, he's been cut. They've been cut. Safety, we have Trenton Thompson. Trey Norwood being cut. He was one to me, and I won't take away the slide just yet because it won't come back up. Trey Norwood to me, I thought he's just kind of lost his role, didn't he, really? Like, I was always a fan favorite of him a few years ago, but he's lost his role. The big surprise, and I'm talking the 6'8" surprise is Zach Gentry. So he's been cut. Rodney Williams too. Hopefully these guys might be able to make the practice squad. I don't think just yet, as a time of recording, they have made a practice squad. So Zach Gentry's been cut. All the best. Hopefully in the future we'll see grilling and chilling again. But yeah, for now we haven't got that. So that might have been one of my biggest surprises that they've taken Darnell Washington and only gone with 3 tight ends. Wide receiver, no real surprise here for me is Jordan Byrd and Des Fitzpatrick, right? But like I said, guys, those are the cuts. We've done Green, talk Green, 2 punches. Let's get into the offense. So the offense, and hopefully it will come up. I don't know why it does this. It's going really slow today. But the offense here, we have quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky. We knew that. We know that. It's 1, 2, 3. That's the order. Trubisky will be... Actually, well, they've put Mason Rudolph second, but Trubisky should be second. Now, running back, they have Najee Harris, McFarland, Jalen Warren, 100%. We know that that's going to be our three backs there. Najee Harris and Warren are going to be the 1-2 punch. McFarland on the outside being the change of pace. Offensive line, we have Spencer Anderson, Mason Cole, Dylan Cook, James Daniels, Nate Herbig, Broderick Jones, Dan Moore, Chuks Okorafor, and Isaac Siamalo, right? So the guys who made the team there, we maybe on the fringe were Anderson and Dylan Cook. The other guys we kind of had penciled in. Tight ends, we have Pat Frymouth, Darnell Washington, with Connor Haywood, fullback, tight end, H-back as well. Wide receivers, Calvin Austin, Miles Boykin. So they're not really in any order, are they? Are they in? They might be. No, they're not really in order. Calvin Austin, Miles Boykin, Deontay Johnson, Gunnar Olszewski, George Pickens, and Allen Robinson. Now, I did say that Gunnar was going to make the team. 100%. Gunnar was going to make it. So that's the offense. Let's check out the defense. If it loads in, there we go. Montravius Adams, he was a guy on the fringe too. I didn't have him in my 53. So Montravius Adams, Keanu Benton, Cameron Hayward, DeMarvin Leal, Isaac Loudermilk, Lauren Ogunjobi, Armand Watts too. There you go. Linebackers, I think everyone around the world had this. We had 8 or 9 linebackers. Of course, they cut Tanner Muse the other day. They've gone with 8 linebackers: Quan Alexander, Marcus Golden, Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith, Cole Holcomb, Elena Roberts, Mark Robinson, and TJ Watt. This might be one of the best linebacking calls we've had in a long time, I tell you that. Actually, the defense might be one of the best defenses we've had in a long time as well. Look at the guys you have on defense: Keanu Benton, Cameron Hayward, Marvin Leal, the big fellas up front, Larry Ogunjobi, right? Quan Alexander can hit, Marcus Golden can hit, Nick Herbig showed what he can do. Highsmith is a good player, right? He's a good player. He got 14 sacks last year or 12 sacks or whatever he got. Cole Holcomb wearing 55, he can hit. Roberts, he can hit. Mark Robinson, he's learning. And the legend, TJ Watt, the future Hall of Famer. Now, defensive backs: Minka Fitzpatrick, DeMonte Kazi, Miles Killebrew, Keanu Neal, Patrick Peterson, James Pierre, Joey Porter Jr., Elijah Riley, Shannon Sullivan, and Levi Wallace as well. I think I had those correct as well. I think I had everyone correct on the defense besides Armand Watts. I had Fahoko instead of Armand Watts. So I got every single one right except Armand Watts. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's our 53. That's that. And it's what are we 15, 14, 13 days away from the actual season. The only real question I would probably say in a lot of these things is, are they going to make a move to maybe bring in like a backup center? Could you see, on defense, do we see some maybe some cornerback play? There's still a move to happen. I'll tell you that, because when you're having 2 punters on the team, there's no way you carry 2 punters unless you want to be the first team to ever win the Super Bowl with 2 punters ever. And I'm pretty sure that's a stat. I've never heard of anything in my life that you carry 2 punters on the team. So is Omar Khan trying to be the Khan artist, King Khan? Is he trying to do something like that? I don't think so. But I'm pretty sure they're going to trade away or cut either Harvin or Braden Mann. But at the moment, both players have made the team. There's something happening. There's going to be a move. There's a move around the corner. If it's today, tomorrow, the next day. Also, we still got to wait and see to find out who makes the practice squad too. There are 16 players that can make the practice squad, so look out for that. You might see guys on the practice squad like Gentry, if he can make it, Rodney Williams, Trey Norwood. You probably see some running backs, Greg Bell or Valaday. They like him in camp too. You know what I mean? You're going to see guys like that, maybe even the cornerback Luke Barco. So some of these guys who have been cut should have a chance to make the practice squad. But other than that, guys, there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news out there and everything's happening. I know I'm the last guy to do it. I saw my good mate, Matty Peverill, make some breaking news videos, which was awesome. I'm the last guy to talk about it because I slept in and I'm 9 hours behind. But I do thank you guys for checking out Steelers Nation Australia. When they do drop the 16 names for the practice squad, I will do a video on that. And also today we're going live to talk about everything.